Hello,
Love
it's
it.
Joanna Hunter here, and I am joined with another one of my gorgeous divine planners. This time, Kristy Iris. Come and say hi, Kristy. Tell people what it is that you do.
In short, I help conscious creatives connect home and soul.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So, you are part of the Women Lighting the Way Summit as well. So, tell people what they can expect to hear from you on your talk in the summit.
Yeah, we're all talking about our own journeys. So a lot of it is about my own journey of connecting my own home and my own soul. And I can do a little impromptu demonstration, even grabbing some stuff off my desk and showing how I use my home as both, it's a tool for me. Our homes are just such untapped potential of power to help improve our lives. We're always working internally, but really our external world, especially our homes, are just such a reflection of our energy and our lives and our stories, and even go back to being representations often unconsciously of our childhood traumas around how we experienced home. So I look at our home as a potential to be a healing modality, a creative medium as an expression, as well as a tool for manifesting.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So this is going to be on the summit. Now, the summit is really exciting, and especially exciting for me because it's all my students. It's completely student-led. So they've banded together, created this amazing summit. I was so honored to be asked to be one of the speakers as well. So I'm so excited about that. And how have you found the Divine Planning Abundant Profits community since you've joined? You've been with us for a wee while now. So
2 years. Yeah.
Coming up for 2 years. Brilliant. Amazing. So what's your favorite pieces of Divine Planning Abundant Profits? What's been a favorite for you? Because you get a lot in the package. Basically, you get lots in there, but everybody has their own favorite pieces.
I think for me, the thing that I appreciate and love so much is the really, I mean, it takes, I think, a while to wrap your brain around how simple the system that you've created really is, and that it's designed to not burn us out and be sustainable. Because I, in my creative, passionate, scattered brain, have always been default of high, everything, and then crash. And I've always been a theater kid. I have a theater background. You know, I even have a master's degree in drama. So I literally have always lived those highs and lows, and learning how to create something sustainable that doesn't burn me out is just pure common sense and pure magic at the same time.
I love that.
Yeah. And then
we do also, like common sense.
Yes. And when you started talking about getting out of the screwball scramble, that was like, I had never felt so heard or understood, because I have just lived screwball scramble. You know, I have always been, you know, like the mom who's putting the gift together in the Target parking lot, while at the same time the party is starting. So I was like, what's going on? You know, and that plays out in every part of my life, which is why theater always worked well for me, because there's a deadline. So learning how to translate that into business and getting things done has been helpful.
I love that. I love that. There's a lot of chat about the Divine Planning Abundant Profits community. Have you adored being part of this community of absolute goddesses?
Well, to a point, I mean, it's, you know, it is, I'm so speechless on how profound the community has been in my life, and how we support each other. And we got to a point where, in fact, for my business, I do what's called power hours. And it's a time that we get together and we do virtual co-working and do hard things together. That makes it easier to get stuff done, because that collective energy somehow makes hard stuff easy. and we started doing some together. And actually that's what the whole summit grew out of, was a power hour where, because we start out connecting and talking about what we're going to do. And Chris and Isaiah, you know, 2 different countries. Chris said, I've got this idea. I want to do a summit and I want it to travel. And Isaiah says, I think you should do it online first, because we're all, you know, during a pandemic. And Chris says, I don't know how to do that. And Isaiah says, I've got the software. We're going to do it.
And that was it, right? It's so amazing. It's so amazing. I love it. I love it. And when you join the community, like a lot of people, you know, how have you felt like you have grown as an entrepreneur through the journey of Divine Planning Abundant Profits?
I think it's by that modeling. You don't know what you can even do until you see others doing it. So you know, I think everybody comes in at a different level, in different places in their lives and in their businesses. So getting to see others doing things ahead of you, but then also being able to reach down and lift others up and say like, oh, I feel like a bumbling idiot today. However, I was able to share some of my wisdom and experience with somebody else that, okay, I got this together a little more than I think. So there's that. And Joanna, also, I'm just so grateful that you are so transparent about your journey, your internal journey, your external journey of what it looks like, what it feels like. So showing us what's possible, you know, many steps ahead is so powerful as well, you know, and in such a transparent and loving way. And I just love how, and that inspires us all to share in our authentic journeys as well.
I love that. And it's really important for me to be transparent, because I don't want anyone to think that you get to my stage of business by having your shit together. I know that that's not, like, people are like, what? But the thing is, like, you get to this stage of business as you are, not, you know, like, I think there's this, you know, you're talking about, you're the mom in the Target car park, right? Like wrapping the presents. Like, I know that feeling. I know that feeling, right? Like just lobbing something in a gift bag, like this will do, you know, just get the child to the party, right? But if you think that the only way that you can be successful is that you literally have to have like a brain transplant and be an entirely different human, that's a very sad thing for the world, because then it means your magic never gets out there. Like, you get to be the woman that is shoving a present in a gift bag in Target and still run a kick-ass company and still make money and still do all the things. Like, it's so important. So it's important to share the whole journey and the realness behind it for me, because I just feel that, you know, otherwise I rob the world of something unique. And I think that's so important. And I want all of you to make it in your glorious, you know, what I always say, you will find me in the juxtaposition of a beautiful masterpiece and a hot mess. Like, it will be right there in the middle. There will be, I'll be like, where's my peeps? I'll be having my placard there. And that's what it is, right? Like, we get to be both. We don't have to have like all the ducks in a row, all the T's crossed, all the I's crossed, because if that's not who you are naturally, and since my community is so full of creatives and multi-passionates, we usually we're like a brain with 15 tabs open and we don't know where the music is coming from, you know?
Joanna, but you are like the great little invention of putting on the tabs a music sign. So now it's like, we know, even though 15 is very, I mean, I don't know if I've ever only had 15. I might have 40, you know, but now I can scan across and go, oh, right there's the music playing on that tab. You're like the tab.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. And it's about checking in, isn't it?
Right. It is. But, and I love that there's the ebbs and the flows, and it's like, okay, so that month, okay, didn't work out. Well, just keep going, try something else. And like the live coaching calls are so helpful too, that, we get to see each other's faces and hear each other and share. And I just love, it's funny. It's like, I need them as much as I did 2 years ago. I think I joined Lightweb 4 years ago now, maybe 3 years ago. But that's a brilliant part, also addition to divine planning.
Marry the two together, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love this journey with us. It's just so beautiful to see everybody grow. And that's one of the things that I really like about the way that I choose to coach, is the fact that you get that lifetime access. So it's not like I just see you for the course and it's, oh, okay, then bye-bye. The course is done now. Like, I get to walk with you in years. I get to walk with you in that evolution and growth that happens, instead of it's just a flash in the pan and then that's it, it's over. It's like knowing that you've got a resource that's got your back for years to come, I think is such a powerful thing.
And I think within the community, we sometimes talk, because there's so many, I mean gosh, everybody makes courses in the course, within the group, it seems like, and there's so many other flashy things, and how many times we have to bring each other back and go, divine planning really has everything we need. You don't need another sparkly course that you're not going to use. Like, have you checked out? Because there's so many extras, that it's like kind of like you really keep coming back. It's like, keep thinking like maybe you need something else, but to run your business, it's really got everything you
it's
need.
that system, isn't it? That's it. Like, everything else is just bells and whistles. Like, once you master that simple system and you keep coming back there, that's it, really, isn't it? I mean, that's job done. Like, let's not reinvent the wheel here. Like, it's and it works because it just builds that momentum. But you have to, it's the awareness piece, isn't it? You have to be aware of your business. You have to be aware of what you like and what you don't like, so that you find that path that's the sweet spot for you.
And I think it's also learning so much and giving ourselves permission, like rest, like, you call it sacred rest, and knowing that just because we're resting does not mean that we've quit or we've failed, and we can come back to it. And I think the Post-it that I had on my computer finally just actually wore and fell off, that said, consistency is self-love. Like, that part of shifting for me, of going from thinking that, I'm this, go, burnout, crash, and then, how long is it going to take for me to come back? That there's that, even I appreciate some structure, and I appreciate having time to create. And actually, after 16 months of pandemic homeschooling, my daughter just started brick and mortar school for the first time. And I have never had a job, like a 9-to-5 job. I've never, I've always been a creative, freelance, entrepreneurial type person. This is the first time since I was in high school, 30 years, that I've had like a 9, like I drop her off at 8 and I pick her up at about 2:30. And having 5 days, that kind of structure without divine planning would have spun me off into a complete panic, because I had a couple of days of going, oh my God, I'm going to have all this structure. And then it's like, I know what to do with it. I can have unstructure within the structure. And it just gave me such a foundation to know that I could use the time well, and that I could know how to have a prosperous business. And it's a very big time for me.
That. Oh, thank you. And thank you for sharing that, because that's amazing. And I know if there's any other mamas that are feeling that too, that, suddenly they've got this time now, and they're like, and the time itself comes with its own pressure. Like, we don't want to waste it now, and things. And it's so powerful to be like, no, it's okay. It's okay. So I love this. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are going to wrap up there, but I hope that you're going to grab Kristy's story and you're going to come and see her talk on the Women Lighting the Way Summit. And we'll pop all the links below.
Yes, thank you. I'll see you in the summit.